Hey, what's up, guys? Footy Manager TV here, and this is episode 7 of Season 2 in my Arsenal Let's Play. And here, I just want to show you some of my young, promising prospects that could be potential players in the first team. Obviously, you would know about Kasper Christensen, who we signed very cheaply from FC Midtjylland in the Superliga, only for 750k, and he's worth $1 million. He's just going to be a future player as a central defender. If it was anything, the only thing that worries me right now is physical attributes. He's not very pacey, and his strength also. His strength is only 9. Usually, as a central defender, pace doesn't really worry me, but if they don't have good strength as well, that's something for cause for concern. But if you look at everything else, he looks as a very great player. 5-star report, and we had to play him for rotations in the last match. Had his first Premier League appearance at only 16 years of age, so very young. And hopefully that gives him the experience. And look here, he's already got 4 under 21. Under 21 caps and only being 16. So I'd imagine that number to be really high, and it'll be good for him to get that experience. And I also wouldn't be surprised if he gets capped for Denmark at a very young age. But then we got some English under 21 prospects. We got Harry Maguire. I talked about him a little bit previously. He's very strong. See, he's the difference between him. He's still not very pacey, but he's very strong as well. He's good technique, so I'm teaching him to play that defensive midfielder. He can do well in that. And look, I had to play him one match there. He came in, got a goal and assist in the league. What more can you ask for? And that was against Tottenham as well. 100% shots on target, 8.10 rating. He comes in and does the job when I need him to. And he's still 20 years of age. He can still improve. And also on the update, he has a very good rating. So if you are playing a new game on the update, try and get him on a transfer, because he even has better attributes at the start of the game. His pace is increased a little, and his heading starts at like 16, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, he's a very good player if you want to get him. Also, Adam Campbell, we signed from Newcastle. Didn't talk about him heaps in the first season. I just had him in the under 18s, and he's still doing very well. Yeah, he's doing very well. He's learning from Theo Walcott, and he learned his 2 preferred moves: runs with the ball down the right and knocks ball past opponent, which is very good because he's pretty pacey. And then we got all these players I've shown before, but if there's one I really want to show, Sophia Tater, a fantastic player. He's been doing greatly coming into the team. But there's one guy that I was just looking at before. Just got to find him again. I'm not sure where we got Nathaniel Mass. We signed him on a free transfer. And he's a very promising prospect. He's on loan at Barnsley. He's doing okay. For a 17-year-old, he scored 4 goals, 16 appearances in League One. At least he's getting that experience at a first-team level, so I'm very happy with that. But here is the guy that is really impressing me right now, Eduardo Rocha. We signed him for not very expensive, or 12 million. But to me, with his potential, what he can be, that is nothing. Look how good his attributes are just for 18. We've got him on loan at Brighton right now. He hasn't really got much game time in the Championship, but if he keeps growing like this, I would expect him just to keep growing. Look at finishing 16, dribbling 16, free kicks 18. Off the ball, that's a very good attribute for a striker, to not be offside and that kind of thing, be in good positions to score. He's not overly pacey, but as a taller... he's not tall, but as a player that's... sorry, just had a bit of a cough or something there. But anyway, moving on. He reminds me a lot of Van Persie, he's not that good physically, like doesn't have great pace or not that great in the air, but he's not small, and he's got okay strength. He's very good technically, so if he could become similar to Van Persie, he'll be a fantastic player for us, and hopefully he won't leave. And anyone else that I could see as a prospect, like a region that we signed. Also, Alexander Martins, we signed him from Real Madrid as a defensive midfielder. He's got good heading, a good passer of the ball as well. So very interested to see how he develops. Again, he's had 6 under 21 appearances and only 16. So again, another future prospect for us. And then Aitor, another player we signed from Real Madrid, and this guy's a central defender. This guy's a bit better physically, with jumping, good fitness, that kind of thing. Very good heading, and some good mental attributes, I should say. And he's a definite prospect as well. Here, apparently, yeah, I sent him out on loan to Betis, Real Betis, and it's very good for him to get some. I thought I might as well send him out on loan to a Spanish team, because obviously he is Spanish, and I think he'll do better there than in a Premier or an English team. And also, one guy in the first team I want to show, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's just been doing fantastically. If I show you in the form, look at all these goals he scored here. He's in superb goal-scoring form. Also for his country as well. If you go to international here, he scored 3 goals in 4 appearances and 1 off the bench. So that's something to look out for. One more thing, or a couple more. Michael Grally, who obviously, when we got him at the start of our team, he was Australian. Obviously, he still is, but he's decided he wants to play for England. So that's a bit of a disappointment. As you can see there, he's Australian, but he's definitely a good prospect. 16 finishing with only being 16 years of age. I see that being 20 out of 20 finishing, and he should be a lethal finisher for us when he comes to really his peak of his career, hopefully anyway. But going back to the guy I was showing you before, Eduardo Rocha, if I go to his attributes, everything is increasing like that. So he's doing so well, and that really shows me he's going to be a future player for us. And he's already good enough to play at championship level, I think, anyway. So hopefully he can get some games. I could go through every single person, but I think you know the story. They're all very good prospects for us. And next up, I want to show this match we've done, or we're going to play against Manchester City, but also good results lately we've had against Tottenham and Juventus. Very good. The teams before, Norwich, Ipswich, they're pretty easy teams to beat, which we did. Ipswich was a bit hard, just struggled to beat them, but we did in the end. But Tottenham, we beat them 3-0. That was a bit of like a dominant performance that I like to see. Like I said, Harry Maguire, he did well in that match. He came in when Mertesacker wasn't fit enough, and he did the job. That's what I want to see from our younger and backup players. But then against Juventus, I want to just show you the goals in this match. Fantastic performance by our wide players, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Sarabia. They both worked together well. Look, we only had 2 shots on target, and we finished 2 goals. So that was just perfect finishing and taking of our chances. But we did have 3 clear-cut chances, and they didn't have any. And we restricted Juventus to 1 shot on target. So to me, that is great. But we didn't dominate that match. But, Juventus, they're hard to dominate against. They have a lot of players in midfield. But you see the first goal here. It was around the 21st minute. We intercept there. Sarabia, fantastic player. Juventus, they play with 3 central defenders. So what led to that? Oxlade-Chamberlain being by himself out wide. So really exploited their players out wide. Then Sarabia, again, this is sort of going to be a counter-attack as Juventus. They actually looked to counter-attack here, but it wasn't the case. Once again, David E. Santon, he's been fantastic. He headed the ball, but only went to Claudio Marchisio. But then again, our defending has been so great. You'll be able to see again, Santon pressured well there, and Garmash, fantastic defensive midfield coming into this season. But you saw Sarabia finds Oxlade-Chamberlain. They're back to Sarabia. Like I said, they work together greatly to get that goal right there. And Sarabia, him and Oxlade-Chamberlain, I see them as the future out wide. Very young players. Like I showed Oxlade-Chamberlain before, 5-star report. But also Sarabia, he's a fantastic player. Look at those great attributes there. Still only 21, can improve heaps. And like I said, when he came to the team, he got his first Spanish cap. Fantastic. That's just fantastic because, all the quality in the Spanish team. But that's the thing, the Spanish team doesn't really have wide players with good creative ability. So it's very positive signs for him. And then Manchester City, who we sold, our other best Spanish player. I kind of forgot his name now, Santi Cazorla. And he hasn't really done much. As we go check him out here, Manchester City, and it kind of, to me, it would ruin his career because, Manchester City, they sign heaps of players. Look at the team right here. They signed Arda Turan as well, Andrea Poli, Miroslav Stoch. They've got just heaps of players. And if you check him out, he's just being on the bench right now. And he hasn't really had too many performances, and he hasn't really done that great. Apart from being international, that's only what he's done good. He's got 5 assists. In that facet, he's doing good. But to me, unless he's played in his preferred role as like an attacking playmaker or advanced playmaker in that attacking midfielder role, he doesn't do great. If you check into history, like for me last season, he played heaps, but never had, like his overall rating wasn't above 7. So that was some cause for concern. So I was pretty happy that we made that much profit when Arsene Wenger signed him for almost 20 million. Then we signed him for 35.5 million. And that's a positive sign when now he's gone down in value. So I think that was a good piece of business. And also, I'm looking to make more sales because I think we've got too many attackers. So leave your thoughts who you think we should sell and that kind of thing. I'm thinking guys like Podolski. When looking at Podolski's attributes, he only seems good as a striker. If I look at him as an inside forward or a winger, His crossing, dribbling, obviously his pace is okay, but it's not that great for me. I would want someone. Obviously, Sarabia has better crossing and dribbling, so he sort of beats out Lucas Podolski in that area. So I may look to sell him in January transfer window. Not because I need money. We've got heaps of money there, 40 million, even though we're still paying off some debts, like over 48 months, that kind of thing. But I said Sarabia is the future prospect at left wing. We also got guys like Bernard, who we just signed, still a young player as well. He's the same age as Sarabia. Sarabia is probably that bit better, and Bernard, he's probably just getting used to the English game, but he's got appearances for Brazil as well. In this episode, I really wanted to get through some players, show you my players and how they're developing, because I'm sure you're interested. And also, Alvaro Vadio, he's Southampton, they're interested on loan, so I'm definitely interested to let him go out on loan. I'm pretty sure Southampton, they got relegated, so Vadio, I think it will be very good for him to get some experience, and I'll be looking for that in a second. I think my cat is meowing or something, so I've got to let them in the house, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back now. Anyway, back to Alvaro Vadio. Southampton, like I said, they're interested in him, so I might as well offer him for loan, and it will be perfect for him, because I see him to come in. I would definitely want him to come into the team next season. I would want him to be good enough, because then he'll be like 20 years of age, and you think when he's 20, that's when you should start to give him some experience in the actual season as a starting player, and then I would really expect for me to get rid of Thomas Rosicky. His contract is running out. Podolski, I'm looking to sell. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, I think we'll have good balance then. I was almost thinking about selling Gervinho, but then in the last couple matches, he's been very good. The last 2 matches he's played in the league, he's scored. So that sort of, he's done well. So I can't really get rid of him. But now moving on to the Man City match. And then we've got like that international break. So I have to skip through that. And then I'll go. I'm not sure when my next episode will be. I'll probably try and play through to around January, and I'll show you what kind of sales I've made and that kind of thing. And hopefully you enjoy that. But for this episode, we're playing Man City, and Edin Dzeko, he's doing very well, so we definitely have to watch out for him. And like I said, why I said I want to sell some players, because when I look at my team, I suppose we don't really have too much injuries this season, so that's a positive sign. Unfortunately, Rafael Varane's injured. But we had to put some replacements in there. But we did that okay. So now we've got to see who we to put in. Falcao, he's on great morale right now. So definitely going to leave him in above Olivier Giroud. Even though he's doing well, you just got to make those decisions. Walcott, we kind of haven't been playing him because Oxlade-Chamberlain's been doing too good. But I definitely want Walcott to get that fitness up, because he is really pacey and he's more experienced. And last year, he was very fantastic. Look at that, 12 assists, or 12 goals, I should say, and 10 assists. And definitely need him to do that again this season if we want to retain the title. Definitely, see, who should we leave in here? Kieran Gibbs. I'm really trying to sell him as well, but really, I couldn't really sell him. That was the problem, but I definitely want to give Wallace, because he's actually a wonder kid in the game, so I want to give him some appearances. He seems okay right now, and yeah, like I said, I definitely see him as being a future prospect for us. And who else do we have? Bring Aaron Ramsey. Neil Erdley, we only signed him on a free transfer, so he's not bad. We really replaced him for Sagna, but he's got good attributes, especially going forward. And I sent Carl Jenkinson out on loan to bring him in, and I think he's at least good as Carl Jenkinson, if not better, because of his attacking attributes and his passing ability. And at least defensively, like I said, he's as good as Jenkinson, or if not better. So hopefully Jenkinson can come back a better player, and we'll see if he's good enough or not. Anyway, like I said, Gervinho, he's been doing well, so I thought I might as well put him on instead of Sarabia, because Gervinho, he scored in the last 2 matches he's played, so we'll see what he can do with that. We'll bring Gervinho into his natural position on the right side, and I'll definitely run a defensive Walcott and Gervinho on the ground, so that should be very good. Right now, I'm only using Marco Verratti as like a rotation player if we really need him. I think I'll bring him on for Wilshere. He hasn't really been doing good, so that's what I'm kind of wary of. Wilshere, he hasn't been putting in good performances, so that really leaves. I think I'm going to give. Where are we now? I'm going to take Garmash out, even though he's playing good. I'm going to give Wilshere a chance at defensive midfielder, see if it changes really his performances. Hopefully it does. Like I said, I think I'm going to leave Podolski out because I'm going to try and sell him, so I think that should be a good move. And then we've got Ayew. He's just been doing fantastically. And yeah, he's just a fantastic player. So hopefully continue his form. Sophia Tater, I don't really want to replace Ayu because he's just doing fantastically. I think he does better as the left centre mid, so I'm going to leave him there. Santon, left side, been doing fantastic. Who else do we have here? Kashalny. I've been playing him as a right back because he's been doing better than the other right backs we have. He's been doing just fantastically as a right back. I played him most games as a right back, if you see here. Yeah, 8 games as a right back and 4 as a defensive mid, or a centre back, I should say. And yeah, he's a very good player, and he's been doing very good as a right centre back, or right back, I should say. Anyway, I think everything is okay here. I just like to make sure of all the positions are very good. And yeah, it seems to be good right now. Very good players. Look at our just bench right there. Substitutes bench looks fantastic. And I think this is a solid team to try and beat Manchester City. Got the pace in there, and Falcao, he takes the chances. Fantastic striker. He's definitely worth the cash we paid for him. Still paying that off over 48 months. Manchester City, their formation, Cazorla, he's in the starting lineup. So very interesting to see. And also, Lescott and Richards as centre-backs. I don't think that's a great centre-back partnership in my opinion. Richards, naturally a right-back, and Lescott, he's sort of aging right now, 31. He's still a very solid defender, so he's probably hard to beat. But then Richards, he's not a natural centre-back, even though he has good attributes with pace and strength. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. If Falcao get a chance, he should finish those. So we got to see what happens right here. Going into the match right now, we're actually favourites going into this match. As you can see here by Matt Watson from the European Football Review, he says Arsenal are on a high, and that form should be enough to get the victory over Man City today. So, and definitely Vincent Kompany, he's a big out for them, and that should really give us a chance to win. As you see here, the match odds, actually Man City are favourites. It's very close, pretty much, so it's going to be a close match. And Szczesny, we've only conceded 14 goals in 17 games when he's played, so he's just a superstar right there. And as you can see, he's our key player, and he should really, if we get a clean sheet, look at this right here. They've got very bad fitness or condition, so definitely looking to exploit that with tackling their players hard. Hopefully we can injure some of their key players, and if we do, it could be a very disappointing, or it could make them obviously have to make a rotation, and players on the bench, they've got good players, but obviously their morale might not be high or something like that. You just got to see what happens with that. And yeah, Tevez, actually his morale is poor, so I doubt he'll do anything, but probably we're saying that he'll score a goal or something. But look at our morale, fantastic, assertive. I tell them to enjoy the match. My reactions have been slightly getting worse, not as much good reaction, so leave your suggestions for what morale or what team talks I should do, because I've always just done the same, and it's sort of been the same for the whole career that I've been doing. So leave some suggestions for what you do for a team that's expected to win matches. But against Man City, we're not really expected to win, but for other matches, Wilshere got an early knock. That's not a positive sign, but we've got Garmash on the bench, I should say. So not too much worries there. Someone else getting injured, Walcott, not very good. Cazorla, Szczesny, he couldn't beat his old team right there. Szczesny, he's very confident in him as a goalkeeper to really stop any chances. And then Falcao, can we go on the counter-attack here? I don't think it's going to be a counter-attack yet. We're getting some early knocks here, which is not a very good sign. But we're also injuring a couple of their players, which are also very good. You see Gael Clichy off the ground. Obviously our old player. But I think he's just going to come on here and it'll be all okay. And we're just looking for some highlights here. I'd be happy to get away with a draw, but it would be fantastic to get a win against Manchester City. They're 4th right now. We're 1st, but Everton are very close, and other good teams like Manchester United, obviously. But I would be happy to go in 0-0 than try and win in the second half. That's why I usually do against the bigger teams, unless there's an early goal. But we look here, I'm not really happy with the performance, and it usually gets a good result like that. Like I said, when I go in 0-0, I usually do that team talk, and then it usually keeps my team positive into the second half. Then I usually go in and win the match. And so let's see what happens. A couple of players looking nervous, so hopefully that team talk will change that, and hopefully we can score a goal and win this match right here. They always have the highlights at the start, and nothing really happens from that. I'm very happy to at least have 50-50 possession right now. We're getting a lot of injuries. That's not a very good sign. Vermaelen, Walcott. We may look to make some subs here because, yeah, it's not a very good sign right here. Walcott, Going to look to take him off and bring on Sarabia, who's on good form. Wilshere as well, who had an early knock, so his health is not that good. I'm going to bring on Garmash, who's been very good for us, but we'll keep that one more sub in case Vermaelen doesn't get back to his full fitness, because, you know, sometimes from knocks they get back to good fitness, so you just got to see what happens. With Pablo Sarabia being relaxed, I would really expect him to do something right here. But like I said, even though if we don't score, I'd be happy with that. Playing away against Man City, that's probably one of the toughest matches you play in the league. So I'd be happy to get a draw. But obviously, you know, you definitely want to win all the matches you play. And I don't want to be a team that just accepts a draw. I want this Arsenal team to become unbeatable. Like a team that can go out and win every match. But we've got to see, they're getting a lot of corners here. Very lucky there. Do we get a chance, or was that just a chance for them? Hopefully we can do something. Let's see what happens here. Verratti on loan from PSG. Very happy to get him on loan. Very surprised PSG still don't want him in the team. They just had him in their reserve, so very happy. Not happy with that pass there. Here comes a counter-attack. Dzeko, who's on form. I have a feeling they're going to score here. It's just, they're going to score, I can tell. Of course, Yaya Toure. And I'm going to definitely have to get the ball forward here and change it up, but I doubt we're going to score. Because, you know, Manchester City, they're a very solid team. Vermaelen, but I need someone to win the match. See, Falcao hasn't done that great. Look to bring on Giroud, and hopefully he can score for us, to score an equaliser, hopefully. Especially with getting the ball forward. He's got the height for that, so we just got to see how that goes. And like I mentioned previously, I don't really know too much other team talks or manager instructions, that kind of thing, or manager shouts. So if you know anything that would work well, leave some suggestions. I definitely need suggestions for that. So far we haven't really looked that good in attack, which is pretty disappointing. But Manchester City, they've got a solid team, as you saw. So I'm not sure if we're going to score late here, but yeah, I doubt if we will, because it's sometimes, if I find it really hard to score with my formation. As you see here, it's going to end here. And yeah, this was very disappointing results. We could have counter-attacked there, but who knows what would have happened with that. But only 1-0. I suppose it wasn't really a really disappointing loss. 1-0 away. You know, Manchester City away, that's probably the toughest match you can play in the Premier League. So unfortunately, it couldn't be a 2-attacking match to show you. But we're still first, which is a very good sign. But imagine if we won that match, how far we would have been in front. But if Man City, or Man United, I should say, they win that extra match, they could leapfrog us. But we haven't started too bad in the league so far. So it hasn't been disappointing. Manchester City, like I've said, when you play them away, you don't really expect to get the result from them, because yeah, it's very difficult to get a result against them. And that's pretty much it for now. So I'm going to try and do more Football Manager videos. A bit busy right now with a few other things, but I enjoy playing Football Manager. But sometimes lately I've found it, like, I haven't found the motivation of playing Football Manager. And also, obviously, hasn't led me to making videos, obviously. But Football Manager, if I'm going to play games, it's going to be with Arsenal, because I've been playing games with Arsenal, like I mentioned when I started. I've been playing since Football Manager 2008 with Arsenal. So if it was going to be with anyone for me to play a long career with, it's going to be with Arsenal. So I'm going to, if I'm going to enjoy Football Manager, it's going to be with Arsenal. Even though I don't support Arsenal or anything like that. I'm from Australia, so I don't really support a Premier League team. I support Melbourne Victory. You got the final series coming up, so if you get the A-League, it will be very interesting to watch that. I'm not sure if they show it outside of Australia, but it will be very interesting to watch from an outsider. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the result, but we got some important matches coming up. And like I said, I'll probably show in January the next update, but we'll see what happens. And I'll see you guys next time.